Mom, when are you getting home tonight? Today you're a bit later than usual though, right? Where did you end up going tonight?
What? Are you getting a little lonely or something?
I'm used to you not being home until later in the evening, but it's been a whole week now, and I thought that by tonight you'd be coming home. I'm not even lonely or anything either, but just worried about you.
Oh, so you've been worried about me. Well, don't worry anymore, because I'm not coming back home. I've given up on being your mother for good.
What? You're not coming back, Mom? So what, you're just gone forever now?
That's right. I am tired of having to live my life like I'm always being weighed down by something.
Are you talking about me, Mom?
Who else would I be talking about, Morgan? Having to look after a child for so long is a pain in my butt. And you all tend to cost a lot more money than you're worth, right? From now on, I'm going to be free of that hell and live my life the way I want to.
But I'm only in high school. You really think that I can take care of myself now without you?
You have always been doing things yourself in that house, right? So you just keep on doing what you're doing and you'll be all right. I've had you doing the chores since you were in elementary school as well, right? So it's in your blood, living all on your own.
I can do things like the chores and cooking, but what about things like paying the bills and what if I become sick or hurt? I can't do those things alone.
You are in high school now, so you'll be fine. I know for a fact that you'll be able to make some money and help yourself when you're sick, too.
But I still need to have someone acting as my parent or guardian. I'm not even 18 years old yet. Oh, shoot, I'm not even 16.
Then how about you go to your old geezer's house or something? That guy is all alone as well and pretty lonely, so you two would be perfect for one another, right?
Please, don't ever call Grandpa an old geezer, Mom.
But he is an old geezer, so don't get so upset by that. He's old as hell, right? Oh.
Why the heck are you talking about him that way? He is literally the father of your dead husband, and you're going to talk about him as though you've hated him all along? He hasn't done anything to you.
That geezer always has something to say about me, and it's annoying. That's why I hate him. Always saying things like I'm an insensitive person, making me not want to even look at his face. It's been 5 years or so now since I've last seen him, right?
You left that man to take care of his own son's funeral because you never bothered to show any respect for Dad. You didn't even go to Dad's grave after he was buried, and that's what has led to Grandpa becoming worried about the person you are. No wonder he calls you insensitive sometimes, Mom.
The day your father died was the day that old geezer became a stranger to me again. Why the hell do I have to listen to all that crap from a complete stranger? That old jerk thinks he can tell me what to do with my life?
I think that he's really been worried about what's happened to you. Even before Dad passed away, you were always a bit troublesome and messy. You never find any balance in your life, and when it comes to work, you're always jumping from one job to the next.
He needs to learn when to shut the hell up. I hate his guts now for all that, but you still love him at least, right? So you should go and live with him and forget about me.
And what are you going to do from here on out, Mom?
For starters, I'm going to go live with the man I've been dating for a little while now.
What kind of man is he? You've dated a lot of people, so I'm not sure who you're with now.
Right now, the man I'm dating is the CEO of a construction company.
Us then?
That's right. Let's both you and I forget about one another and move on with our lives now. I'm going to live life like I never had a husband or a kid before, all right? Long time no see, Morgan. Have you been doing all right?
What? Mom. It's been 5 years now, I think. Hi.
So, it's already been 5 years now, huh? It didn't feel like that long at all to me. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I've come back to town.
What town are you talking about? The town I'm living in? Why have you come here?
I'm back to come see you. That old geezer kicked the can, right?
He was not some old geezer. He was my grandpa, right? And if I remember this correctly, you didn't even bother to show up to his funeral, did you? I tried to message you and everything about it.
It doesn't have anything to do with that man. Why would I have to go to some random old geezer's funeral when I can't even remember what he looks like?
Well, you've always been that type of person.
So, how much did you end up getting from him?
How much of what?
I'm talking about the inheritance. That old geezer happened to have a bit of money on him still when he died, right?
So, after 5 years of never once replying to any of my texts or anything, you're finally back to talk about money? Jesus, Mom. I guess I should have known that that's what this would be about. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're out of luck there. I didn't get a single penny from Grandpa.
Huh? Did you just say you didn't get any money from him? Not even a penny? Oh, there's no way he didn't leave you with some of that good old cash he had saved up. The old fart ended up filing to be your guardian, right? Then why haven't you been worrying about me?
Why should I have to worry about some complete stranger dying due to their own drinking? I do not want you in my life ever again, so go away.
Where the hell are you living right now, Morgan? There's not a single person living in this house now.
You actually went to that place? Right now, that house is nothing more than an empty shack with only mice and insects living in it.
That old geezer, he didn't even give you the house or anything?
I made sure to sell all the things that he left me with. I had told him to sell his things if he wanted to, or to donate them or something, because I didn't want any of it.
Why would you do that? Shouldn't you be taking all the money and things he had?
I was worried that if I got his money in his will, then my drunk and dying mom would come back and try to take it from me. I don't want anything to do with you at all. So when I went and sold everything after he died, and donated all the money I received away, that way I wouldn't have leeches like you coming for me.
You are still in school, right? How do you plan to make it in life if you don't have any money? Had you just taken that money he was giving you, you'd be able to make it out debt-free. Oh, you're an idiot, a real dumbass.
You're saying that like I'm only just starting, but in reality, I'm almost done here. I've already found myself a company willing to hire me, and that means I'll be able to support myself no problem.
Well, until you start to actually make any money, what are you going to do?
I have money saved up from working part-time the past 5 years. And thanks to Grandpa, I was able to go to school on a major scholarship and with no debt at all. I don't need his money in order to survive, unlike some people.
You not taking that money is someday going to bite you in the ass, you know. Jeez. What the hell have you done? Had I been around, I would have never let you do something so stupid.
How about you quit acting like a rotten and spoiled child and think about something besides others' money? Had you been around when Grandpa passed away, all you would have done is take the money from him and use it to buy even more liquor. And then you'd be dead at this point because your liver would be totally wrecked. Not that it isn't already. Thank goodness I chose to donate all that money to people and organizations that actually need it.
You wasted all that money on a bunch of people you don't even know. Why the hell would you throw money like that away when you should be helping your family out with it?
Because the only family I had was Grandpa, and after he passed, there was nobody else to help. You said it yourself, right? That Grandpa was a stranger to you, and that you and I should just forget one another. So shut the hell up and stop whining already. And another thing, the fact that you came all the way back to that house means you're really trying to find me, right? I'm telling you right now that you're wasting your time, because I'm not ever going to help you.
What are you talking about? I just wanted to come and see how much my daughter has grown, that's all.
You just told me before that you wanted to come back and live with me, right? You are not going to change what you were just saying that easily. I'm not going to care for you. I can't. The moment I graduate, I'm moving very far away from here.
How far away is that?
I'm moving to Hong Kong.
You're going overseas?
The place that I'm being hired into is located in Hong Kong, so that's where I'll move to.
Can you even speak Chinese, though?
Everyone in the company speaks English, and they do so when in the office as well. And over time, I'll make sure to familiarize myself with Chinese.
What the hell?
I've already started to study some here in college. I've always wanted to travel and live overseas, and most of the companies I want to work for are located in China. And another reason for wanting to go is to be as far away from you as possible.
I thought that it would have only taken me a little time to get the old geezer's money. Have you been preparing for today all this time? You knew that someday I'd be back, and so you made sure to be ready to run?
All throughout high school, I was thinking about how to get away from you for good. What was the best way to completely sever ties to you? And the conclusion I came to was not having much money, and to make sure that I got overseas before making a lot. I knew that there would be no way for you to get all the way across the world to find me.
How have you been planning this all out for 5 years? Do you really hate me that much? What the hell did that old bastard make you think of me?
Grandpa had nothing to do with this.
So far, it's clear to me that you've taken his side.
Well, of course I've taken his side. He was the one that took me in and cared for me for 5 years. You threw me away and told me that you've been better off without me. You really think I would have stayed on your side after all of that?
That old geezer told you all sorts of lies to make me look bad, didn't he? That's why you've become so crazed about getting away from me. You always loved me so much in the past. The fact that you're that cold now, it's not normal.
Grandpa played no part in this. The day you threw me away was also the day you helped open my eyes to the truth. You are not worth loving.
How dare you?
Today I'll be leaving the States in the evening. I'm going to start working on finding a house and getting furniture for it, so I'll be back soon. But since this is pretty much it for me as I move into my new life and everything, I thought I'd just take the time to say one last goodbye. Not that you deserve it or anything, but goodbye forever, Mom.
A disgusting and careless child like you can go rot in whatever country you'd like. I don't care about you anymore.
I will be back in the States every so often, but I'll make sure not to talk to you ever.
So you don't even care about the fact that I'm still dying? Oh, such an awful kid.
And why are you still sliding me like that? This is what you asked for after throwing me away 5 years ago. So please, by all means, enjoy the suffering you deserve. No need to waste time calling me names when you watch as your liver completely fails. Goodbye now, Mom.
I get it, all right? I'm sure that in the past I did leave you at home all the time to go out and have fun by myself. And I'm sure you saw me as the kind of woman that would go out and be a whore with all those men I kept going out with, right? But the only choice I had left was to do that with those men.
I know. After Dad had passed away, you were all on your own to raise your daughter and work full-time. That must have really shocked you to the core, right? Losing your husband just like that?
That's exactly right.
But no matter how much pain you were in or how lonely you felt, it does not absolve all the sins you committed to those around you. Stop trying to feel like a victim here.
Do you have any idea how I've really been feeling?
I know damn well how you felt after Dad's death. I lost my own mom just like that when you threw me away, but I didn't start acting like a spoiled brat and go out to have fun and burn through my money. I went and got a part-time job and started to study even harder at school and in college. All so that you throwing me away wouldn't affect my future self. Stop using Dad's death as an excuse for how terrible of an adult you were, because all that does is make you look even more of a toxic mess.
I've been trying so frickin' hard, though. Why do I have to sit here now and be lectured by you about how I lived?
Because I chose to live a life where I wouldn't be ashamed of myself. But what the hell did you do, Mom? You went out to drink loads of alcohol and get all your holes penetrated by men. And then years later, after realizing that you were dying, you came back to the daughter you told to get lost begging for money. Do you really think that both Dad and Grandpa, who are up in heaven watching you right now, are feeling sorry for you?
Those two are gone now. Stop talking about them like they should mean anything to me anymore.
In the past, I felt so sorry for you, Mom. That's why even when you'd be out of the house all day and night, and for days at a time, I never cared and I never ran away. But now that I've become an adult, I can finally say that I understand it all now. You are nothing more than a weak human.
How the hell am I weak? I have made it this far all by myself.
Everyone that loses a significant other to something like death can move on from it. That's the easy part of it all. The hard part, the part that requires strength, is moving on with life in a healthy manner. And you, Mom, have done the opposite of that.
I have been moving on in a healthy manner, though.
You would leave your daughter at home all the time to take care of herself, ever since elementary school. And you would go out to drink your feelings away, or have another guy take them away for you. And then get yourself into extreme debt so that you'd have more money to go drink with until your liver began to give out. You're telling me that you've been carrying on with your life in a healthy manner after Dad's death?
You are still young, and you don't even have kids yet. You might still have hopes and
anymore. So it's all up to you now to how you live the rest of your dwindling life now. After that, I pretty much said goodbye to the life I had in the US and went on to start my next life living in Hong Kong. For a little while, I was working hard at both the company I joined and setting my home up just the way I liked it, so I never had time to think about my mom. The next time I went back to the States was around Christmas. I went to meet with a few of my dad's relatives for a bit, while also doing some paperwork that needed to be handled. And that's when I heard some news about my mom. Somehow, that woman actually went to see both my dad's and my grandpa's graves. She also went and said hi to some of my dad's relatives, which none of us ever expected to happen. After that, she started to turn her life around, and at the moment is working for a supermarket, trying to make back whatever money needed to be paid to the banks. Perhaps those last few things I said to my mom are what drove her to take matters into her own hands, and in a good way. But although she is trying to get back on track, I'm not going to ever talk to her again. We both agreed to never think of one another again and move on with our lives, so there's no reason to go back and check on her myself. I just hope that she keeps it up and can one day call herself a semi-respectable adult. I'm going to continue with the life I've created for myself overseas, and do so never forgetting what both my dad and grandpa did for me.
Harmony, I just finished up work, so I'll be coming home now. Did you make dinner for me?
Hello, Duncan. I just finished making dinner a few hours ago, so it's ready to eat when you come home. Will you eat it right when you come through the door?
I think so. Did Kyle already finish all his dinner?
He did. I made sure this time. He and I ate right after I finished cooking. Did you want to eat with him or something?
No, actually. I don't want to see Kyle's face right now, so that's good he ate dinner already. When I get home, tell that boy not to come out of his room at all.
Hey, why are you being so rash right now? I'm sure you're a little upset right now about him having failed his last test, but it's not the end of the world. I'm sure he already knows as well that he messed up, so you don't have to make him feel any worse about it.
Well, he made me feel bad. All of that time spent helping him study was for what? I can't believe after a whole year of being in that school with my help, he failed that freaking test. How dare he? I want all that time I spent teaching him back now.
Would you stop talking like that? He is your son, and he tried his very best. And you yourself were telling him that it's not a big deal if he passed that test or not, right? Now you're going to get all angry about it as though you were lying to him that whole time?
It doesn't matter if that test meant much, because he failed it. My family has all been known for being very well educated. I myself made it through grade school with straight A's, and then went on to a very prestigious university. And you went there as well, right? I will not have the son of two very well intelligent and educated people like us fail any test. I said that the test wasn't that important, but I did not say that he can fail it that badly. He shouldn't have failed it at all. Are you going to tell me that you
That reason right there, because you always have to blame someone for everything that Kyle did not pass the test. I get that it was his last test of the year, but you were pushing him so hard, having him study every single night for 2 to 3 hours straight. That looked more like you bullying the poor kid than anything else.
I did all of that for his sake. And well, I never thought that he was that much of an idiot though. I will apologize for not realizing that about him sooner. Ha ha ha.
Do you have any idea how many times you made your son cry by forcing him to study like that all the time? You never let him go out to see any of his friends. That kid has been studying for pretty much 1 whole year for a test that literally did not matter because his grades were already fine. And the other thing that's really not okay here is that he's only a 6th grader. Who really cares about his grades when he's in elementary school?
I told you that was all for his sake. If he doesn't start to become perfect now, then he's never going to be a useful adult in the future. So he has no time to be going out and playing anymore.
You You've been doing all of this to our son without even listening to what I've had to say, right? And this is the result of it. Your son breaking down and failing his last test of the year. Kyle has started to avoid looking at you whenever you're both home together. Do you really think that's a good thing for either of you?
It's because you keep spoiling the kid that he's turned into an idiot. You are a failure as a mother for acting that way. The only two to blame here for his failures are you and him.
Why are you not able to think about the way your son feels? Looking at his face nowadays, he seems so hollow and sad. And when he even has to be in the same room as you, he freezes up and looks as though he's living in the gulag. You are the one who has failed at being a decent father for doing this to him.
I come from a family of very well-educated people. He was the one that started to dirty our reputation, so it's only right that he acts that way now. And now, I'm going to make sure he's aware of just how badly he screwed up. An idiot like him will no longer be my son.
I cannot believe you are taking things this far. The fact that you even have the nerve to say something like that is far beyond me.
I'm just being honest about things. There's no way my son should be that stupid. Could that be because he's not my son at all?
You asshole. I'm done talking to you. Don't even bother coming home tonight. I don't want to see your face anymore.
That's the way I feel about you now, too. I'll go find myself a hotel to stay at tonight, and then I'll be going right back into work tomorrow.
Please do that. And while you're at it, work on calming yourself down a little so that I'll allow you to come back home. I just want you to stop acting like such a jerk and maybe take a long second to think about your son for a change.
Harmony, I'm sorry about yesterday night. I became so upset then, I couldn't control everything I said. I'm sorry.
Were you able to take some time and think about how Kyle feels?
Yes, I was able to calm myself down after some time, and that's when I put some thought into him. I know now that what I had been doing to and saying about Kyle was very wrong, and I am sorry for all of that.
I don't want to ask this, but are you being serious about what you're saying right now? It's only been a day, yet you're already saying you've thought it all through and are sorry for everything?
I understand why you'd ask that, but I have really thought about a lot of things all night long. I know that I've been forcing you and Kyle to live with my views on how things should be run for a long time now. That's what I think now.
If you really have thought about all your wrongs, then I guess we're okay now. But it's only been one day since then, so I'm not sure just how much I can believe you.
And I can totally understand feeling that way. That's why I think the best way to go about this is by showing you that I've thought this all over and I'm sorry.
Showing me would be the easiest to understand. I'm sure for Kyle that would be the best way of getting him to forgive you as well. But what exactly do you plan to do that'll show the both of us that you're sorry and that you'll never do those things again? Saying you'll do something is the easy part, but actually doing said things will be far harder, right?
Well, to start, I'll make sure to show both of you that I really am sorry for last night. I understand that saying sorry is not much, but at the very least, it's a start.
I suppose that's true. And what else?
For the time being, I won't say anything about how Kyle studies. And I'll stop trying to avoid him as well. I'll make sure to be around him as a father and nothing else.
You are aware that both myself and Kyle are still not going to be able to trust you fully yet, right? I really hope you continue to just act as his father and nothing else.
I am the one that ended up corrupting my family's values. But I'll make sure that in order to change how I value my son, to work hard at that change every day.
I see. Well, that's really good to hear. I'm still not sure how well all of this is going to work out for you, but hearing you say that, it fills me with a tiny amount of hope. But just know that if things don't start to change with you, then I'll have to put in a lot more thought about you as well.
A lot more thought about me?
Listen, Duncan, in all honesty, I was starting to think that if you didn't get your behavior together after last night, then I'd have to divorce you.
What? Are you serious?
That's how badly the way you've been treating our son has impacted me. And that's why I thought to myself, if you weren't going to change
him.
Juliana, excuse me. I was finally able to take my lunch and get my phone. How have Duncan and Kyle been today? Harmony! Oh, thank goodness. I was just about to start trying to get a hold of you. What's going on there? Kyle fell down the stairs at your place. We had an ambulance called for him, and right now he's in the hospital. What? He's in the hospital? How is Kyle doing right now? Is he going to be all right? He still isn't woken back up. Right now, the doctor is with him in the ICU and working on him. Harmony, you need to hurry up and come here quickly. Of course, I'll be right over there. Duncan is there with you guys as well, right? I haven't been able to get anything from Duncan all day. I tried texting him, and then I tried calling him, and he's replied to neither of those things. Today, Duncan and Kyle were both together, right? Do you have any idea where he went? Actually, I only just made it over a little bit ago. When I arrived at the apartment building, the ambulance was already there, and I saw Kyle being taken out. I'm not sure what happened with Duncan, but I knew I needed to focus on Kyle for the time being. But this morning when I spoke with you, you said you'd be over to the house as soon as you could, right? And, well, after I was on the phone with you, I got a call from Duncan. He told me it'd be better for me to come around noon. All right, I see. Well, for the time being, let's just forget about Duncan then. Right now, we have to be focused on how Kyle is doing. That's right. So please, get here as quickly as you can. Yes, I'm working on that right now. I'll be there really soon. I am beyond shocked. Why are you in the same hospital as Kyle right now? Your mom was telling me the whole time that she wasn't able to get any kind of a response from you.
There was no way I could get back to her during everything. I was being taken into the hospital at the time and didn't know where I placed my phone.
I understand that, Duncan, but tell me why things turned out this way. Not only is Kyle in the hospital, but you are too? Something has gone very wrong here, and I want to know what happened.
You're telling me? I never thought that Kyle would ever do something as crazy as he did. How could that kid even be considered my son at this point? He is messed up.
Kyle is... What did Kyle do?
Before we talk about that, there's something I have to ask you. How is Kyle doing right now? Right now you were with him, making sure he is doing okay, right? Has he woken up or anything yet?
Well, at this point, he is still being cared for by the doctors and nurses. He had a terrible fall down the stairwell at the apartment building. Luckily, there were not too many other injuries to the rest of his body besides his head, but it will take a lot of time before he can be released.
I see. Well, at least he's still not in life-threatening condition.
But things are still not okay, Duncan. Kyle is still in that room and is barely even conscious.
And the only reason why you think things are worse than I do is because you have no idea what happened.
What happened then, Duncan?
On that day, him and I left the apartment to go and get something for lunch. But then, my mom told me she'd be coming to the apartment, so him and I started to head back. And as we were going up those stairs, he shoved me down them. I don't even want to think of him as my son anymore.
Kyle did that? Why would he do something like that to you?
I'm sure he was pissed about his final test results still. And just as I was getting around to realizing all the pain I'd caused him, this happened. I'm sorry, but I can't deal with you and that brat anymore.
Then what are you going to do?
Once he gets out of this hospital, I'll have my mom start taking care of him. Something like that actually happened between us. You shouldn't be against my choice, right?
Look, Duncan, you told me quite a few things just then that really make no sense at all to me. You're the jerk that pushed him down those stairs. Don't you dare blame my son for something you did ever again, you freak.
What? What's gotten into you, Harmony? What just happened?
Don't ask me what just happened. I was waiting for you to apologize to me for what you'd done, yet instead you started to tell me he pushed you down those stairs? How about you get some sleep before you start to say crap like that? Because so far the only words I'm hearing from your mouth are in your dreams.
Wait, no. I'm telling you the truth right now. Really? After that happened to me, you're still going to take the side of that brat? Look at the bigger picture, for God's sake. What would be the point of me doing something like that to him?
I'm sure there are plenty of reasons for what you did, one of them being that he failed his final test.
And I told you that I didn't care about that anymore. I said that from here on out, I'd make things right between him and I. So why would I do something like that to him?
You've been wanting to do that to him, right? You wanted to show me just how sorry you were, right? And that meant you going home and abusing my little boy? You wanted him out of the family after he failed that test, and that's why you did that to him.
Huh? What are you going on about right now? Seriously? You're starting to go just as crazy as he is. I get that I'm not the perfect father, but I'm still his dad. I would never ever do anything that would harm my son.
And that's what I thought myself as well. I believed that no matter how much you hated your son, you would never do anything to hurt him. That's why I was okay in the end with you spending the day with him alone. Even though your mom was coming home later, I was going to be all right with it.
Right. And you still believe that? So stop saying such BS lies about me when you don't even have the evidence to back it up.
But the thing is, Duncan, I have the evidence. I have security footage of you clearly pushing our son down those stairs.
There's no way in hell you have something like that.
Well, unfortunately, I do. You might have never known about this, but a while back, I had told you about how the apartment complex would be installing security cameras all throughout the building. And, well, they got all those cameras installed a few weeks ago.
They had cameras installed?
At first, the building owner was just talking about having them installed at the front entrance. But many people started to ask that they be installed at stairwells and elevators, too. And that's how you were able to be caught clear as day, shoving Kyle down those stairs.
That's just the camera's fault. I'm sure that the angling was just off and it made it seem as though I pushed him. And that's why you're blaming me for his fall now?
Are you serious?
Of course. And here's another thing. Even if I had pushed him down those stairs, then why did I end up falling down those stairs too? No matter how you try and frame all of this on me, what makes you think I'd force myself down those stairs too on my own?
As he was falling down the first step, he grabbed a hold of you and got you off balance, right? And that's how you ended up falling with him. It's all in that video, Duncan. Are you really going to continue trying to make up excuses? Did nothing wrong, so let's see if they can agree with that. Although I'm not too sure they will. After that, the police that arrived to talk with Duncan ended up taking him into custody and moved him out of the hospital. He didn't really get all too hurt anyway in his fall down those stairs and was only in the hospital to get some x-rays done, and that was it. So the doctors had no problem with the police taking him away and actually encouraged it after hearing about what he did to Kyle. After being taken into the police station, he was shown the footage of him pushing Kyle down the stairwell, and then asked one last time if he'd done it or not. At that point, he confessed, and with that, the police told him he wouldn't be going anywhere for some time and would have to get nice and comfortable in a jail cell. Of course, after all that Duncan had done to my little boy, this led to me divorcing him. I'm not sure what's happened to him since being locked up in a county jail, because I cannot be asked to go there and visit, so who knows if he's doing all right or not. The only thing I've heard about from the police is that he continues to blame Kyle for all that's happened, saying that if Kyle had never failed that simple test, he wouldn't be in jail. However, in my eyes, along with everyone else's, the education that one has means nothing when you never learned how to think about others and their feelings, and go to all lengths to cause harm to those that you chose not to understand. So, really, you could say that Kyle is even smarter than his own dad, and honestly, I completely agree with that now. After what had happened to him, Kyle had to spend a few weeks in the hospital as the doctors made sure his head was healing up okay. But after being released from there, he was then able to join some of his old friends and enjoy their summer break before he entered his first year as a middle schooler. Now he's in 7th grade, and so far has been excelling at all of his schoolwork, while also having some time to spend with his friends. It seems that even after all the things his dad did to him, both physically and mentally, Kyle is able to move on and enjoy his life, with none of that holding him back. And seeing that makes You're employed and being paid for it. Huh? Do you think you're better than me? And stop talking about work. It's my day off. It's too late.
Don't say that. I'm trying my best to become a better person.
Fiona, you're not a student anymore. You're an adult.
I know that.
If you really do, I think you should have known how childish your actions were.
But it happens everywhere. I've heard of bullying happening at part-time jobs as well.
What point are you trying to make? Do you think you can do it if others do the same? It's definitely childish to think that.
I wanted her to feel bad. Nancy moved to the sales department I always wanted to work for. She even started wearing makeup.
What's wrong about that? It's her decision to wear makeup. She might have wanted to give a better impression to her clients, and most importantly, it's none of your business.
But me and my colleagues thought she was acting like she's better than all of us.
So what? Does that justify your actions? You're really childish and selfish. I can't believe you're a grown-up adult. The company pays you salary because you work for them. There is nothing the company can offer you if you're just coming here to bully others.
It was my dream to work for this company. I worked so hard to enter a good university to achieve my dream. I don't want to get fired.
I bet Nancy felt the same, but she was pressured to quit just because you were selfish. I wonder how she felt when she turned in her resignation letter.
I'll apologize to Nancy.
You don't have to.
Huh?
That's what Nancy told me.
You talked with her?
At first, she refused to talk about it. When I told her that you admitted bullying her, she revealed she never wanted to quit while she cried. Isn't it unfair? She did nothing wrong, unlike you who bullied her.
I am really sorry.
And it's not just Nancy. My brother was heartbroken when he found out the truth. It took him 2 weeks to process his emotions after I disagreed about his marriage. And until he finally got the courage to see our conversation.
That's why he was acting weird? But why did you have to ruin our marriage? We really loved each other.
I never planned to interfere if you were just slacking off work. My brother looked happy and he trusted you. But as I found out the truth about you pressuring people to quit, and after you demanded me to pay $300,000, I couldn't help but tell my brother about it.
I'm so sorry, Meg. I really regret everything I did.
Really? Are you sure? Yet you were making excuses.
Why are you so mean? You don't understand how I feel. I made a mistake. Can't you just
life in the future.
Brett, are you done with work?
I'm just on my way home now. Did you finish your part-time job?
Yeah, today was my day off. I decided to take it easy and just stay home.
Oh, I see. Did you get to rest and relax?
Yeah, I took it easy. Honestly, I was feeling pretty lazy. I didn't feel like going out at all, so I just stayed indoors all day. And it's kind of nice to have a lazy day once in a while, right?
It was raining all day, so I totally get why you didn't want to go out. When the weather's like that, all I want to do is stay cozy inside too.
Exactly. I think I might have spent the entire day curled up in my blanket. But you know what? Since I was stuck inside, I ended up spending most of my day looking at property listings. It's kind of exciting to think about what our future place could be. So I had fun looking around.
Ah, looking for a new place?
Yeah, that's right. I was just imagining what kind of place we'd like to move into together. It was so much fun thinking about it. There are so many options out there. Like, I kind of got carried away with all the possibilities. You know how it is when you're dreaming about your future home?
I totally get that. Thanks for doing all the research for me. It really helps me out. Oh, did you find any nice places?
There were a few that looked decent, but honestly, I didn't find the one yet. It's so hard to find the perfect place, you know? There's always something that just is not quite right. Whether it's the size, location, or price, it's like searching for a needle in a haystack.
The good ones usually come with a hefty price tag too. It's like the better the place, the more expensive it is. It makes it a bit discouraging, right?
Exactly.
But hey, we have time. We don't need to rush into anything. We'll keep looking until we find the right place for the both of us. We'll find it.
Right. And hey, I also did some research on wedding venues. I found this amazing place in Miami. It's right by the beach, and you can see the ocean. The view is absolutely stunning, especially when the weather's clear and sunny. I think you'd love it.
Well, that sounds incredible. Miami is such a beautiful place.
Yeah, it really is. The venue itself is gorgeous, and they offer really fancy catering options too. The reception hall is spacious and beautifully decorated. I just think that it would be perfect for a wedding. What do you think about scheduling a visit to check it out? I can't wait to see it in person.
Hold on a second. Isn't that a little bit too soon?
You think so?
I haven't even had the chance to meet your parents yet to ask for their approval. We should probably wait until we've talked to them before we start planning the wedding, right? It might be a bit too early to be picking out venues before we've had that conversation.
Ah, right. I got a little ahead of myself there. I guess I was just so excited about the wedding that I jumped the gun a little.
You must really be looking forward to it, huh?
Yeah, I'm so excited. Having a grand, beautiful wedding has been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I've always imagined it, and now it feels like it's finally becoming real. But I guess we still need to get permission from your parents first, huh?
We haven't even gotten their blessing yet. What if they don't approve of me? I mean, I'm sure they care about you a lot, and you're their precious daughter, so it could be a little tricky.
I think my mom will definitely approve of us. You don't need to worry too much about it. I'm sure she'll be happy for us.
Your mom is a piano teacher, right? I don't mean to sound judgmental, but she might be strict when it comes to choosing a partner. Bet she has high standards for guys, doesn't she?
No, that's not true at all. My mom is really sweet, and I'm sure she'll get along with you just fine. She wants the best for me, that's all.
You think so?
Of course. My mom's going to love you. You're handsome, kind, and you've got your life together. You work hard, and that's exactly the kind of person she would want for me.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. But I'll still go visit your mom soon. I think it's about time I meet her anyway.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
It's probably best to do it sooner rather than later. And you'll want to start planning the wedding sooner too, right?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I was thinking of going back to my parents' house this Saturday. I'll check in with my mom and ask her what her schedule is like. Once I know when she's free, I can let you know.
That would be really helpful. When you find out, just let me know so I can plan around it.
That's a bit much. I mean, I get it, but you really don't have to be that formal. Just a nice outfit is fine. Maybe something a little more polished than your usual style, but not that serious. You're making it sound like it's a business meeting or something.
I, I just wanted to make sure I didn't mess it up, you know? I figured a suit would be a safe bet. I want to show respect for your family, and I thought it'd be the right choice.
You're being way too extra. But honestly, I appreciate the effort. Just don't feel like you have to impress them by dressing up like that. You don't need to try too hard. I'm sure they'll appreciate you just being yourself.
All right, tone it down a little bit. And I'll make sure I look good enough.
Also, my mom wants to talk to you. She asked if I could pass the phone to you for a bit. I hope that's okay.
Wait, is she there right now?
Yeah, she's here at my place. I'm just getting some things in order in my old room, just tidying things up a little bit, especially since you'll be coming over soon. I just want to make sure. You see, our family is a very traditional family. We come from a very long line of people with a certain reputation. We've always expected Maxine's partner to come with a similar background, someone who matches our family standing.
I completely understand. I'm aware that I come from a more ordinary background. My family doesn't have the same kind of history or reputation, but I promise you, I have worked hard to get to where I am. I can support Maxine, and I'll make sure she's taken care of, just as she deserves.
I see. I've heard a lot about you, and I know that you're serious about Maxine. But just so you know, I haven't fully made up my mind about whether you're the right match for her.
I understand. I really do. I don't expect you to just take my word for it, but I hope to prove to you that I'm the right person for Maxine. I really care about her, and I'll do everything I can to make her happy.
I'm sure you're sincere, Brett, but I'll need to see for myself. I've always been very protective of Maxine. I want you to know that the person she chooses is someone who can be there for her, someone who will be stable and reliable.
I can assure you that I'm stable. I'm not someone who's going to let her down. I'm committed to making sure that she's happy and supported.
Well, I guess we'll just see when we meet in person. I've heard a lot of nice things, but I still need to get to know you better.
That's fair. I'll do my best to show you who I really am. Giving your consent for the marriage. It means a lot to us.
Maxine was very happy as well.
Yes, she was absolutely over the moon. She's been so excited, and now that everything is settled, she can finally start making plans for the wedding. It's been a dream for both of us, and now it's all becoming a reality.
There's something I need to discuss with you about.
What is it? Is there something wrong? Is something bothering you?
I thought about it all night long, and after a lot of consideration, I've come to a decision. I've decided that I cannot go ahead with the engagement.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying you're calling off the engagement? After everything?
Yes, that's right. After thinking everything through, I've realized that you're just not the right person for my daughter. I know this may come as a shock to you, but it's my honest opinion. You're both still very young, and there are plenty of other opportunities ahead of you. You both can move on and find someone who is a better match for you.
So, you're telling me that the engagement is off? And you want us to break up?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I don't think you're the right person for Maxine, and I don't want her to continue with this relationship. It's not that I don't like you personally, but I think you're not what she needs in the long run. I believe it's better for the both of you to end things now rather than to continue down this path.
Is that so? Well, if you're going to call it off, I'll gladly go along with it. This is actually such a relief for me.
Wait, what? You're relieved? Are you sure about this?
Yes, I'm serious. In fact, I was already having doubts about the marriage last night. Once I had already received your approval, I felt like it would be wrong to go back on my word. But now that you're the one calling it off, I can't say I'm too upset. This is actually a huge weight off my shoulders.
So you were already thinking about calling it off before I even said anything?
Yes, I was. Honestly, I didn't want to marry Maxine. I thought about it long and hard, and I realized that I wasn't ready, nor did I feel it was the right decision. It might seem sudden, but this is something I've been struggling with.
I can't believe this. You're telling me you were already having second thoughts about my daughter, and now you're just confirming it? What kind of person are you?
Please, don't misunderstand me, Amanda. It's not Maxine's fault. The reason I decided to not go ahead with the marriage is because of things I've discovered about her. I know you may not be aware of it, but once I found out, it became impossible for me to move forward with the relationship.
What are you talking about? What could you possibly have found out? Are you just trying to blame her for something?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I've learned certain things about her character that made me realize she's not the right person for me. I know this may sound harsh, but once I understood the full picture, I knew I couldn't marry her. I've seen a side of her that you may not have noticed or might not want to see.
A side of her? What does that even mean? You're telling me that my daughter has some kind of hidden side? I don't believe it. You must be mistaken.
I'm not mistaken, Amanda. I don't want to go into too much detail right now, but the things I've learned have made me question everything. It's not that I want to hurt you or Maxine, but I've reached a point where I can't ignore what I've discovered.
What could be so serious that you would call off an engagement just like that? If you really cared about her, you wouldn't just walk away like this.
It's not about not caring for her. I care about her a great deal, but I've realized that love is not always enough. There are deeper issues that I can't overlook. You may not understand now, but I hope you will one day.
You know, I never liked the idea of this engagement in the first place. Something about you never sat right with me, and now, hearing this from you, it just confirms my concerns. I'm glad you're walking away now. It's for the best.
I understand how you feel, Amanda, and while it's painful, I believe this is the right decision for everyone involved. I've thought about it for a long time, and it's not something I came to lightly.
So you're saying you already made up your mind? You're absolutely certain?
Yes, I've made up my mind. I've already tried to think about this from every angle, and this is the decision that feels right to me. It's better this way, for both of us, even if it's difficult now.
I'm sorry I missed your call earlier. I didn't realize you tried calling, so I called you back. Has your lunch break ended?
Well, it's totally fine to send me a message. Is it okay if I message you instead?
Yeah, that's totally fine. What's going on? Oh, is this about the wedding venue?
No, it's about the wedding at all. Oh, no, it's not about the wedding at all. Actually, I have something important to discuss with you. I want to break off the engagement.
Huh?
I mean it. I want to end the engagement. I can't marry you.
What are you saying? This is a joke, right?
No, I'm being serious. This isn't a joke.
Why are you saying that? Did I do something to you? Did I hurt you in some way?
No, you didn't hurt me at all.
Then why are you saying this? If I did something wrong, I'll fix it. Please, don't say this. I could change. I'll do whatever it takes.
Remember last night when I met your mom? And then the two of us went out for dinner?
Yeah, you seemed fine at the time, right? We talked about our honeymoon plans too, so why are you saying you don't want to get married now?
The problem isn't what happened that night, but what came after.
What happened after? We were both nervous and exhausted, so we parted ways quickly. Was there something that happened after that?
Well, after we said goodbye and I was walking back, I realized that I had forgotten something. You had put your umbrella in my bag.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
It looked like it was going to rain, so I thought I'd catch up with you and give it back. We hadn't walked that far apart, so I figured it would be fine to just catch up and hand it over to you.
But you didn't call out to me, did you? I went home without hearing anything from you.
I couldn't call out to you. I saw something and I didn't know how to react.
What do you mean? What did you see?
I saw you kick a homeless man.
You saw that?
I saw everything. I watched you as you kicked a homeless man who was walking towards you, and then you spit at him.
That's not what happened. He looked suspicious, so I thought he was a threat, and I pushed him away. He was grinning in a way that made me uncomfortable, so I acted in self-defense. I thought he might be dangerous.
From what I saw, he wasn't grinning. In fact, he looked pale and sick. It was clear he wasn't in a good state. He was reaching out like he needed help, and you verbally abused him and kicked him.
I didn't verbally abuse him. You must have misunderstood.
I heard it clearly. I heard you say, "Don't come near me, you trash." You called him trash. And then he just collapsed on the ground, huddled in pain.
But he was filthy. I was scared. He suddenly came towards me and I didn't know what to do. He looked like he might hurt me.
If you were scared, you could have just stepped away and called for help. Why did you have to kick him and spit on him? I ended up calling an ambulance because I thought it could be serious.
Wait, you called an ambulance?
Yes, I did. I didn't know if it was a medical emergency or not, but I didn't want to take any chances.
I had no idea, but I thought he was a pervert. I thought he was going to hurt me.
No, you misunderstood. And now I feel like I'm seeing your true nature. You've been pretending all this time, hiding who you really are. I was completely fooled.
No, that's not true. I was just tense and acted out of fear.
So when you're tense, you resort to violence and spit at people? Is that the kind of person you are? You know, once we're married, there will be stressful times. Do you think you'll be able to handle it? Or will you end up doing the same thing to me, kicking me just like that homeless man?
I would never do that to you.
Why not? Do you only act like this to certain people? Are you the kind of person who only shows kindness to those you think are strong? Are you only nice to those you think you can control?
No, that's not it. It's not like that.
I'll never forget the way you looked down at that homeless man with cold, indifferent eyes. It was like you didn't see him as a person at all. You looked at him like he was nothing. I've never seen anyone treat another human being like that before. It was horrifying.
But still, my mom already gave her approval for us to get married. You can't just break off the engagement now. If you do, my mom won't let it slide. She's not going to let you ruin everything. You can't go back now. It's too late.
You don't have to worry about that. The one who actually suggested breaking off the engagement first was your mother.
My mom?
Yeah. Apparently, after thinking about it overnight, she changed her mind. She contacted me this morning. To be honest, it worked out well for me because I was already thinking about it, and now we're both on the same page.
What is this? Why are you just making decisions like this? You can't just change everything without even consulting me.
I had to explain to your mom what I saw last night. I told her everything, and she ended up apologizing. She said that her daughter might not be a good match for me after all. Your mom is a woman of class, and I think she understands the gravity of the situation.
Why would my mom say something like that? She can't possibly believe you.
It's embarrassing for her as a parent. Can you imagine how she must feel, seeing her daughter behave like that?
Shut up! What's your problem? Just because I said a few harsh words, you're going to make it into something huge? What, are women not allowed to speak their minds? Is that it?
It's not just about harsh words.
You know I've been trying so hard to be the kind of woman you wanted me to be. Just because I made one mistake, you're going to throw everything away? Do you even have any idea how much effort I put into this relationship? This is ridiculous.
I'm not interested in playing games anymore. And I'm certainly not going to be fooled by someone who can't even be honest with themselves. Looking ahead, I'm excited about what's to come. I know it won't be easy, and I'm not expecting everything to fall into place immediately. But I've learned from my past mistakes, and I know what I want now. I'm not going to settle for less than what I deserve. Maxine can keep playing her games and pretending to be someone she's not, but I can't be a part of that anymore. I've learned that I deserve someone who's genuine, someone who can offer me a real partnership based on trust and understanding. I don't have time for the drama and manipulation that Maxine brought into my life. I want something more, something real. I'm not bitter about the past. I've let it go. I've learned that the hard way, but I'm stronger because of it. I'm no longer focused on what went wrong with her, but instead on what I can do to move forward and build a better future. I know I'm capable of finding a relationship that is built on honesty and respect, and that's what I'm focusing on now. Maxine has her own journey to follow, and I truly hope she can figure things out for herself. But I'm not going to sit around and wait for her to change. My life is my own to shape, and I'm ready to create the future I want for myself. It's time for me to take charge of my own happiness, and I'm excited to see where it leads. Looking back, I realized that I was blinded by love for too long. But now I see clearly. I've learned a valuable lesson. Never settle for someone who isn't being real with you. And as for Maxine, she can continue pretending, but I won't be there to play along anymore. I've moved on, and I'm ready for something better. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Brandon, your mom ate more than usual today.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, she even asked for seconds at lunch.
Really? That's the first time in weeks.
The doctor said to encourage her when she shows interest in food.
Did she eat everything by herself?
Mostly. I helped a little with the soup, but she managed the bread well.
Did she enjoy the watermelon I bought yesterday?
Yes, she always seems happy when we serve her favorite foods.
Was it cut small enough? Sometimes I worry about choking.
I made sure to cut it into tiny pieces. She ate it slowly and carefully.
That's a relief. What else did she eat today?
Eggs for breakfast, then bread and chicken soup for lunch.
Since her appetite has decreased lately, we'll need to be more creative with her meals.
I've been looking up some soft food recipes online.
That's thoughtful of you. Any good finds?
Several, actually. There's this technique for making vegetables easier to eat.
That would help. Mom always loved vegetables.
I'll try some new recipes tomorrow if you'd like.
Is the home health aide coming today?
Yes, they're giving her a bath before dinner. I'll do some shopping while they're here.
What time is the aide arriving?
Around 4:30. That gives enough time for the bath before dinner.
Could you pick up more of that protein drink she likes?
Already on my list. The doctor said it's good to supplement her meals.
Get 2 cases if they're not too expensive.
Will do. Anything else we need?
Maybe some more fresh fruit if you see anything good.
I'll check what's in season. The market usually has good deals in the afternoon. Are you working late again today?
Yeah, swamped with work. Sorry for leaving Mom's care mostly to you lately.
What time do you think you'll be home?
Probably not until after 9.
That's the 3rd time this week.
I know, this project deadline is killing me.
Should I save dinner for you?
Don't bother, I'll grab something here.
It's no trouble to save you a plate.
Really, it's fine. I might have to work through dinner anyway.
It's okay. We've been managing together all this time. Plus, you have work to think about. I'm not even doing part-time work anymore because of caregiving, so don't feel bad about relying on me.
Still, you're handling so much on your own.
The aide helps a lot during the day.
But you're there morning and night.
That's what family does.
Stella, thank you so much.
Why so formal all of a sudden?
Just thinking about everything you do for us.
You don't need to get sentimental.
Well, we're not even 40 yet. Never thought we'd be dealing with parent care this early, you know?
True, but Patricia had you when she was in her 30s, so it makes sense. Plus, with the stroke being so sudden, no one could have predicted that.
I still remember getting that call from the neighbor.
It was right after we got back from our honeymoon, wasn't it? Found her collapsed in the garden. The doctor said she was lucky someone found her so quickly.
Did you ever think it would be like this? I never thought we'd be taking care of her for almost 10 years.
Has it really been that long? We were pretty lost at first, weren't we?
Remember trying to figure out how to help her bathe?
And all those YouTube videos about proper lifting techniques.
The first time we had to call an ambulance.
We've learned so much since then.
Yeah, Mom had her stroke right after our wedding, and we ended up being too busy with caregiving to have kids.
We talked about that, remember? We agreed to let nature take its course. Besides, we're still in our late 30s. Anything could happen.
Do you ever regret it, though?
Regret what exactly?
Putting our plans on hold.
Life doesn't always go as planned.
But you wanted kids right away.
Plans change. People adapt. It's okay, I promise.
You're right. Sorry for being such a downer. We still have fun together, just the two of us.
And we have good moments with your mom, too.
Like when she laughs at her favorite TV shows.
Or when she squeezes our hands to say thank you. Exactly. And even though Patricia can barely talk anymore, she's always been so kind to me since we first met. That's why I've been able to provide care for 10 years.
She loved you from day one.
Remember when I first came to dinner?
She made all my favorite dishes.
And then found out later they were my favorites too.
That's when she said it was meant to be. But her dementia has gotten pretty bad lately.
Did you notice the changes at your last visit?
She didn't recognize me at first.
That happens sometimes, usually better in the morning.
Does she still look at the old photo albums?
Every day after lunch, she loves the wedding photos. She's lucid less often now, but she doesn't get aggressive, and while this might sound wrong, she's still relatively easy to care for. I heard some friends had to move their parents to facilities because they couldn't handle it at home.
Which friends?
Remember Mary from the caregiver support group?
The one whose father had Alzheimer's?
Yes, they had to move him last month.
That must have been hard for them.
She was crying at the last meeting. Not that we should compare with other families, of course.
Everyone's situation is different. Each family has their own challenges. Can't blame them when it gets too hard to manage. Everyone has their own life to live.
The support group really helps put things in perspective.
Are you still going every week?
When I can, it helps to talk to others.
Wait, does that mean I'm ruining your life?
What? Where did that come from?
Hearing about other families giving up?
We're not other families.
But you gave up your career.
I chose to be here.
Your teaching job, though.
The school understood my situation.
You loved teaching.
I can always go back someday.
True, but it still feels like this is somehow my fault.
There you go, being negative again. Don't worry, I have no regrets. This is just part of my life journey.
You make it sound so simple.
It's not simple, but it's our life.
Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve you.
Stop that kind of talk.
Sorry, but I really am grateful, Stella. Marrying you was the best decision I ever made. Thank you for sticking with me, even though I can be unreliable sometimes. You've never once complained.
That's not true. I complain plenty, lol.
Not about the important things.
I'm happy I married such a kind man.
Kind? I barely help anymore.
You help in your own way.
Work isn't an excuse, though.
You're providing for us.
Still feels like I'm not doing enough.
Oh, it's your night to sleep in Mom's room, right? Will you be okay since you're working late? I can switch with you.
I should stick to the schedule.
But you'll be tired.
No, it's fine. I'll be home before the last train. Please take care of Mom until then.
Text me when you're on your way.
Will do. Should be around 9:30. You don't have to wait up.
I don't mind. Mom likes her evening tea.
Make sure you rest, too.
Okay, got it.
And Stella,
Yes?
thank you for everything.
You already said that.
Still mean it.
Brandon, when are you coming home today?
Sorry, gonna be late again.
You said that yesterday, too.
Can't be helped. Big project.
The same project from last month?
Different one. Deadlines keep piling up.
You've been staying late at work even on weekends now.
The overtime pay helps.
We never needed it before.
Extra money doesn't hurt.
The car dealership called. Something about a delivery?
Oh, don't worry about that.
They seemed insistent about it.
It's just a mix-up.
They had your name and phone number.
Must be a mistake, don't worry.
No, I am worried. Delivery means you bought a car, right? Why haven't you told me about this?
It's nothing important.
A car purchase isn't important? I'd say that's pretty huge.
I didn't buy it, just helping a friend with the paperwork since they don't know much about cars.
Which friend?
From work, you wouldn't know them.
Since when do you help coworkers buy cars?
They asked for advice.
Oh, is that so?
Why do you sound suspicious?
Because you're being evasive.
What's with that tone? You've been cold to me lately. We barely talk at home anymore.
Maybe because you're never home?
I told you it's work.
Even during Mom's doctor appointment?
I can't always make those.
You used to.
Things change.
Because you keep breaking your promises?
About what exactly? Mom's care?
Remember last Sunday?
What about it?
You said you'd help with her physical therapy.
Something came up.
You said you'd help with Mom's care on weekends, but for the past few months, it's been all on me.
The company needs me on weekends now.
Every weekend?
Usually, yes. It's not like I'm breaking promises to go party or anything. Work just started scheduling me on weekends. Why are you being so weird about this? Are you tired from taking care of her? We can rely more on the aide if we need to.
The aide already comes 5 days a week.
We could increase their hours.
With what money?
We're managing, aren't we?
Mom's been sleeping a lot lately, and the doctor says her condition isn't good.
We knew this would happen eventually.
She barely touched her breakfast today.
Not much we can do about that. She's elderly and sick.
She's still your mother.
I know that.
Aren't you worried?
Of course I am, but worrying won't cure her.
Could you at least call more often?
I text you for updates.
I meant talk to her.
She can't really talk back.
she still understands. You don't have to be so cold about it. She's your mother. We don't know how much time we have left with her.
What difference does it make?
She lights up when she hears your voice.
She doesn't even recognize me anymore.
Not always, but sometimes she does.
Barely.
So that means we shouldn't care for her?
You're twisting my words.
Am I? Because it sounds like you've given up.
That's not what I meant, but I'm really busy. I want to be there if I can.
When exactly is that?
When work allows.
It doesn't feel that way when you say it.
What can I do? I have work.
Since when is work more important than family?
That's not fair. I'm supporting us.
We were managing fine before.
Things change.
Work, work, work. Since when did your job get so demanding anyways?
The company's expanding.
Okay, but why do they need you there every night and weekend?
You don't understand corporate life.
I understand broken promises.
What do you want from me? After her, we can leave it to the aide. Once Mom passes, we'll get the inheritance anyway, so money won't be an issue. Stella, I just dropped off the relatives.
I see. Thank you.
Did Uncle Kenny get home okay?
His son drove him.
The funeral went smoothly.
Yes, thanks to the funeral home.
You organized everything well.
It was my duty.
You too. Mom's passing felt so sudden even after 10 years of caregiving.
I tried to tell you
Tell me what?
that she was getting worse.
I didn't realize.
You weren't here to see.
I was working.
Always working.
I'm glad she didn't suffer long at the end. We were able to be with her.
You mean I was with her?
I came as soon as you called.
2 hours later.
The train was delayed.
From where exactly?
The office, of course.
At 11 p.m.?
I had deadlines. I'm so grateful you were there. Mom didn't have to die alone, and we gave her a proper funeral. I'm sure she's happy in heaven.
At least she's at peace now.
Stella, let me say something. Thank you for helping with the funeral, and for these past 10 years. We had our fights, but I'm glad we could care for Mom together until the end. Let's live happily together from now on. We got a good amount of inheritance so we can indulge a bit. Hey, let's go get some fancy steak, huh?
Is that all you can think about?
What?
The inheritance.
I'm trying to plan our future.
Our future?
Yes, together.
There is no together anymore.
What are you saying?
You'll be living by yourself from now on. I've already moved out because we're getting a divorce.
What? Divorce? Moved out? What are you talking about?
You never noticed the boxes?
What boxes?
The ones I've been moving for weeks.
I thought you were cleaning.
You didn't notice half the closet empty?
How could you do this?
Easily. You were never home. I've been clear enough.
No, you haven't. You can't just decide this on your own.
I already have.
Without talking to me?
We're talking now.
This isn't talking. This is ambushing.
I can't believe you didn't notice. I've been gradually moving my things out. I was planning to leave after Mom's funeral.
Why? This makes no sense. Where did divorce come from? What were these 10 years for?
Ask yourself that question.
We built a life together.
Did we?
Of course we did.
Well, you built another one on the side?
What are you talking about?
I could ask you the same thing. I won't ask for my 10 years back, but I won't forgive how you trampled on my feelings.
Trampled? Me?
Yes, you.
How?
By betraying everything we built.
I didn't betray anything.
The late nights?
Work.
The weekend trips?
Business.
That's funny. Your coworkers said they knew nothing about your business trips or company events.
You contacted my workplace?
They contacted me.
About what?
About your absences.
They had no right.
And what about the car payments?
What car payments?
The ones Mom told me about.
What?
Yes, that's why I'm divorcing you.
What did she tell you?
Everything.
She was confused. She didn't know what she was saying sometimes, and you know that.
Was she?
She had dementia.
Not when she told me.
Explain this to me. Sure, I left a lot of Mom's care to you because of work, but I helped out when I could, right?
For a while, yes.
See? I was there.
Until you weren't.
I had responsibilities.
To who?
To this family.
Which family?
What other family would there be?
The one you were building with her.
With who?
You've been having an affair for the past couple years, haven't you? Don't even try to deny it.
What? This is insane!
Is it?
You're making accusations based on nothing!
Don't play dumb.
Where is this coming from?
From Mom.
What?
About 6 months ago, Mom told me the truth. Remember when you said I was being cold? That's when she told me about your affair.
Mom didn't know anything.
She knew everything.
That was when Mom's dementia was starting. You believed someone in that state?
She had her clear moments.
Barely.
Clear enough to describe her.
Describe who?
Your girlfriend.
This is ridiculous.
Is it the young woman who visits the house?
What young woman?
The one you always meet when I'm out shopping.
No, you got it all wrong. Mom was confused.
About the perfume, too?
What perfume?
The one she smelled in the guest room.
She was just imagining things. That was probably the smell of her own perfume for all we know.
Yes, her dementia was progressing, but she had lucid moments. Brandon, you would talk to your girlfriend on the phone while staying in Mom's room at night.
That's not true!
Mom heard everything.
She was probably hallucinating or something.
The same hallucination for months?
She was sick!
When she confronted you, you threatened her to stay quiet if she wanted to keep getting care. That's why she couldn't tell me sooner.
I would never!
She was crying when she told me.
You're making this up.
Why would I?
To get the inheritance?
Like you threatened Mom for?
Don't believe some senile old lady's stories. Are you crazy? Mom couldn't even remember what day it was.
But she remembered your threats.
This is insane!
I spent every day with Mom. I knew when she was lucid and when she wasn't.
You're not a doctor!
No, but I was her caregiver.
This proves nothing.
I had doctors and lawyers present
What?
when she made her statement.
What statement?
About your threats.
You involved lawyers?
Mom did.
For what exactly?
The will.
What will?
Mom said she didn't want to leave everything to a son who threatened her to continue his affair. She was upset about you getting all the money, so she made a will.
A will? She couldn't make a will?
The doctor certified she could.
This can't be legal!
The lawyers made sure it was.
This can't be real. This is the first I'm hearing of Mom writing a will.
That's because I'm telling you for the first time. You'll probably get the notification tomorrow. The will splits the inheritance between us.
Split? With you, who isn't even a real child?
Blood isn't everything.
It's everything in inheritance.
Not with a legal will.
This can't be right.
The lawyers say otherwise.
You manipulated her. You turned her against me.
You did that yourself. You get your half too, so calm down. She made sure to leave you your legal portion to avoid inheritance disputes, even though she wanted to leave it all to me.
She wouldn't do that.
She already did.
This can't be legal. Mom's estate was worth at least $300,000. You're saying $150,000 goes to you? That's ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all, actually. That's why I mentioned the lawyers earlier. They made sure everything was legal.
But I need that money.
For what?
Bills, expenses. $150,000 isn't enough.
Not enough? That sounds plenty to me.
I mean, because I need to pay back the car loan and... Damn, buying a $100,000 car for her was stupid, plus all the designer goods.
Ah, finally the truth.
Wait, I didn't mean to say that.
But you did.
It's not what you think.
It's exactly what I think.
But the affair is just Mom's lie. You can't just believe an old woman whose brain didn't even work properly. I'll sue you for defamation, or just give up the inheritance.
Sue me with what evidence?
I'll find some.
Like the evidence my private investigator found?
You hired a private investigator?
What, did you think I just sat there for 6 months after Mom told me about the affair? Of course I hired a private investigator. We have evidence.
You had me followed? That's illegal!
No, it's not.
You invaded my privacy!
Like you invaded Mom's trust? And mine?
What?
You met her through an app, right? A younger woman. Maybe she didn't think of it as an affair, but there was intimacy, and we're definitely claiming damages.
You don't know anything!
I know about the hotel receipts.
What receipts?
The ones you expense as business trips.
Wait, if you know that much, you must understand, right? She was just a friend I go out for tea with sometimes.
I don't know anyone who goes to a hotel for tea.
It wasn't like that.
The photos say otherwise.
You photographed us?
The investigator did. Do tea friends sleep together? You should study common sense and law. Maybe it felt like friendship to you two, but to me in the law, it's adultery.
We can talk about this. Stella, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Have mercy.
For what? Making me do all the caregiving while you enjoyed your affair under the guise of work? Or never buying me anything while spending over $100,000 on your girlfriend?
Yeah, all of that. But I was tired from caregiving too. I needed comfort.
And I wasn't?
That's different.
How?
You're stronger than me.
I was in the same position. Where was my comfort? How could you betray me after 10 years of marriage and caring for your mother?
I never meant to hurt you.
Just Mom?
I thought we'd get $300,000 in inheritance, so I was planning to spend it on you later.
After spending it on her first?
I would have made it up to you, just with some expensive steak, right? Of course not. I was going to spend half on you.
Oh, perfect. Then I'll gladly take my inheritance.
No, that's not what I meant. We can work this out.
The lawyers will work it out. The divorce papers will come through my lawyer, so just have your signature ready.
Wait, we can fix this.
Fix what exactly?
Our marriage.
There's nothing left to fix.
Wait, I don't want to separate. I never intended to leave you. The affair wasn't serious or anything. I was just having fun.
Oh, you were having fun?
That came out wrong.
No, it came out exactly right. I don't care if it was for fun or for real. What's done is done.
Give me another chance. I really do care about you. You're my life partner.
A partner you betrayed.
Let me make it right.
Let me tell you something then. You are not my life partner. You threatened your sick mother who needed care just to continue your affair. Then you spent money you expected from her inheritance on your little girlfriend. I don't need a partner like that.
I can change?
There's nothing you could possibly do to change my mind about this.
I'll be a better husband.
Too late for that.
Stella, I'm truly sorry. Please forgive me. Besides, you've been a housewife for 10 years. You can't survive alone. You'll definitely need my help. Making money isn't easy.
I managed Mom's care alone.
That's different.
Yes, it was hard, but that doesn't mean I'm incapable of working and making my own damn money.
What? I know you. You'll never make it in the real world. You need me.
I need nothing from you.
Think about this.
I've thought for 6 months. I'd rather do any job than depend on you. Plus, I have Mom's inheritance and the settlement money. Worry about yourself. You're the one who should be concerned about money. Despite my husband's resistance, I managed to get the divorce. When he tried to get some money back by asking his girlfriend to return the car, he learned she'd just totaled it in an accident. Since it wasn't insured properly, he had to pay significant repair costs. Between that, my settlement, and the damages from his girlfriend, he ended up with nothing from the inheritance. Meanwhile, I received what felt like a lottery win between the inheritance and settlements. Of course, this came after 10 years of caregiving, but it was all thanks to my mother-in-law. I plan to use the money wisely to build my independent life. My ex-husband kept trying to reconcile, but after all the legal proceedings were done, I changed my phone number. Now, he can never contact me again. Some people pity me for wasting 10 years with him, but those years made me who I am today. I'm ready to start my new life with a positive outlook. I want to make the most of this chance my mother-in-law gave me.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Tyler, what time are you coming home today?
Hey, Sarah. Oh, it might be a while.
How long? How late? If it's just an hour or so, I'll wait to have dinner so we can eat together.
Nah, just eat without me. You don't need to wait. I just finished work and I'm thinking of grabbing dinner with coworkers.
You're going out to eat again? You went out 3 times this week already.
It's networking. It's important for my career.
We talked about this last week. The credit card bill was huge this month.
I told you not to worry about that.
I just asked you the other day to cut back on spend. Please come straight home today.
It's just dinner at the mall. I won't even spend $30.
That's what you said last time. The bill was $75.
The guys ordered some drinks. I couldn't say no.
That's exactly the problem. You never say no.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not just that. We need to talk about your mom, too.
Again? Oh, don't tell me you're complaining again.
I wanted to talk to you about this at home. Your mom came over again today. She stayed for hours and even used our bathroom. She used my expensive face cream again, the one I told her was a prescription.
Mom's just lonely since Dad passed away.
That was 8 years ago, Tyler. And that doesn't give her the right to use my things without asking me first.
It doesn't matter how long it's been, she still feels lonely.
She has friends. She told me about their mahjong group yesterday.
That's different. We're her family. Her coming to our place means she likes you. That's a good thing, isn't it?
No, Tyler. She comes here and acts like it's her house. Remember last week when she rearranged our kitchen without asking me?
She was just trying to help.
I spent hours putting everything back. I don't see it that way. She criticizes everything I cook, and she goes through our stuff. Today, she even took my purse home with her. The new one you got me for my birthday.
It must mean you have similar taste.
That's not the point, Tyler. She's borrowed lots of things before, but nothing ever comes back. My silk scarf, my gold bracelet, 3 of my dresses. I can't even keep my favorite things at home anymore. She keeps on taking them.
They're all probably just at her house, so what's the problem?
No, my belongings keep disappearing because they're not at her house. When I ask her to return them, she just says, next time. Do you know how many next times it's been?
You're just being dramatic.
She comes here constantly and keeps making demands. Yesterday, she told me I need to deep clean the house before she visits. It's my house, Tyler. I'm seriously about to lose it from the stress she's causing me.
Don't talk about my mother like she's stressing you out.
But she is. She came over 4 times this week.
She's just being caring. She wants to spend time with you.
She went through our bedroom drawers today. Said she was helping organize.
I didn't know you were this harsh, Sarah. I'm kind of shocked.
I'm actually holding back a lot. What about the time she threw out my family photos? said they didn't match the decor. And who else am I supposed to talk to about this? Who else can I tell? I don't have anybody.
That's why I don't want to hear these complaints.
Then get my stuff back from your mom and tell her not to come over so often. She doesn't listen when I try to tell her nicely. I've tried being polite for 2 years.
Stop treating my mom so badly. Just treat her like she's your own mom.
My parents don't come over uninvited or criticize my housework, and they definitely don't take my things. They always call before visiting. They respect our space.
Mom's just trying to bond with you in her own way. Everyone's different. Why can't you understand that?
Even if that's true, it's still bothering me how she is with me. Remember when she invited her friends over to our house? Without telling me? I had to serve tea to 6 strangers. Why? I'm moving. I need your help packing all my things. Moving? You haven't mentioned anything about moving before. Well, I am, and I need lots of help. I can't do it all by myself, and I need you to clean my place, too. The whole apartment needs a deep clean before I leave. I don't have many supplies, so bring yours from your house. You're really moving? To where? When did you decide this? Don't ask me so many questions. Just come help. That's your duty. Got it? I need to know more before I commit to helping. Yes, I'm moving in with you. Moving in? Wait, you mean you're moving into our house? Of course. Where else would I move to? Tyler's my only son. He's responsible for taking care of me. I'm too old to take care of myself. Wait, hold on a minute. I haven't heard anything about moving in together. Tyler hasn't mentioned this at all. Why would I need to consult you about it? Once Tyler and I decided, you just need to follow along. You're just a housewife living off of my son's money. I'm his wife. This is my home too. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're the daughter-in-law. A daughter-in-law should just quietly do what her mother-in-law and husband say. That's how I was raised. My husband knows about this? He agreed to this? What? Of course. We decided this together. We've been planning this for weeks. Weeks? Why wasn't I told? Besides, Tyler's my only child. You must have known you'd live with me eventually when you married him. No, we never discussed that. He never mentioned anything about this. That was never part of our plans. You should have known even without discussing it. It's just common sense. A wife needs to support her husband's parents. That's how this family works. That's not what we agreed to when we first got married. My joints have been hurting lately, and I'll need care soon. Who else will take care of me? There are other options we can discuss. Like what? Like hiring help or finding a nice senior community. How dare you suggest putting me in a home after everything I've done for you? What exactly have you done for me? I gave you my son. I let you marry him. Excuse me? Let me? I need to talk to my husband about this. Wait right there. The move-in is already decided. I've already started packing. Without even asking me first? It's happening whether you like it or not. You don't get a say in this. When are you planning to move in? In a month. I need your help every day until then, and I'll need you to clear out the guest room. And repaint it. I hate that color. I see. All right then. That's okay. Oh, you finally understand. I knew you'd come around. You're not as stubborn as Tyler says. What does Tyler say about me? Oh, nothing important. Just that you can be difficult sometimes. But I told him I'd fix that about you. Fix what, exactly? Your attitude, dear. What else? Once we live together, I can teach you proper respect. I need to go. Hey, Tyler, what's this about your mom moving in together with us? I wasn't told anything about this. Why didn't you tell me?
Mom told me you heard. She said she talked to you about it. She said you were excited about it.
Excited? Are you serious?
But we can't back out now.
Why not? There's still some time left to figure out everything.
She already told her apartment manager she's moving out. If she doesn't move in with us, Mom will be homeless. You wouldn't want that on your conscience, right?
This is completely unfair. Why didn't you talk to me about this at all? I live here too. This is my home too.
Because I know you would have said no.
Of course I would have said no. And that's exactly why you should have talked to me.
You're being selfish, Sarah.
If you knew I'd say no, then don't do it. That's not how marriages work. I can't live with your mom, period.
It's not that bad. Mom already spends most of her time at our place anyway. She eats your cooking, hangs out during the day, uses our bath and laundry. What's the problem?
I told you this situation was already my limit. I told you I didn't want her coming over. How many times did I say this to you? Just last week, I begged you to set boundaries with her.
It'll be fine. You'll get used to it. Stop being so dramatic.
No, I won't. Please cancel this move-in plan. We can help her find another place. I can't live with your mother.
Once we live together, you can share things, and the problem of stuff not coming back goes away, right?
That's not the issue.
Why are you fighting this so hard? Most wives would be happy to help their mother-in-law. You should be too.
Try putting yourself in my position. How would you feel if my dad came over 24/7 criticizing everything you do? And regularly took your precious things without asking?
That's different. You're not in the same position as me.
What position? What makes it different?
You're the one being supported by me financially. Your opinion doesn't count the same. You don't pay the mortgage. I do.
You say I'm being supported, but who do you think covers our monthly deficits from your overspending? Where do you think that money comes from?
Managing the household budget is your job as a wife. That's not my problem. You're the housewife.
So it's my fault? You're the one using the credit card however you want. Every month I have to figure out how to cover the bills.
I work for a living. I make money. I have the right to buy what I want. You're just the housewife.
I quit my job because you wanted me to be a housewife. You insisted on it. Remember those conversations?
Because I thought you'd take care of Mom in the future. That was always the plan. But all you do is hate on Mom and complain about her.
I wouldn't have become a housewife if I knew that was your plan. You never mentioned this plan before.
Well, you're a housewife now, so you have to do what I say. That's how it works.
So housewives don't even have the right to have an opinion. Is that what you really think?
Look, living with parents is normal. Other families do it, so stop making such a big deal. My friend John lives with his parents. You don't work. You only survive because I support you. You should think about that more.
So that's really how you think, after 3 years of marriage. Fine, I won't say anything about your mom moving in.
Good. Finally, you're being reasonable. Then this conversation is over. Don't ever bring up Mom or living together again, or I'll throw...
What exactly have you done for me?
I gave you a home, a place to live. I let you be a housewife so you can stay home. I buy you things.
You mean the things that your mother takes and never gives back?
If that's your attitude, fine. If you don't want to live with Mom, then get out. Get out of my house right now. Leave.
All right, I will.
What? You're not supposed to agree.
Why not? Isn't that what you want? You just said to leave.
I'm saying I want a divorce. You understand that, right?
That's fine.
Pretty bold for a housewife who can't do anything. Where will you even go? What will you do for money? How are you going to afford anything for yourself? You'll come crying back later. I might forgive you if you apologize now. Come on, say you're sorry. Your life is over without me.
Tyler, that's enough.
What?
Do you even know what position you're in? I've been reading these messages.
I know exactly where I stand. I'm the breadwinner and she's a parasite. Pretty obvious who's more important.
What are you talking about? Sarah's clearly worth more than you.
Sarah? What's going on? Mom, did you lose your mind or something?
Oh, yes, I'm your mother right now. Using Sarah's phone, you're talking to me.
Huh? What? Mom, why are you suddenly a part of this?
I was looking at your text with Sarah just now. When you started saying horrible things, I grabbed her phone.
How did this happen? Am I saying anything wrong? She's being unreasonable.
No, she's not. You are being unreasonable. What are we going to do about Sarah? She's leaving right now. Actually leaving. She grabbed all of her things.
Oh. She'll be back. Let her do what she wants right now. Why are you freaking out anyway?
Don't you know?
Know what?
How much money Sarah has saved?
What about it?
Sarah has enough savings to buy a house outright.
Seriously? How?
And apparently, she's been covering our monthly deficits with her savings.
What do you mean? Where did she get that money?
I didn't know about this either. The bank statement was in her drawer. I saw it while helping her organize.
Me neither. I never knew about this. Sarah, give the phone back to Mom.
It's pointless. Sarah's doing her final packing.
Final packing? What's that supposed to mean?
She was planning to move out after I moved in. The movers are already here and...
What?
Just to get home quickly. I can't stop.
forgive me. I really am truly sorry. We can start over.
I'm not divorcing you because I'm angry. I thought about this for months before deciding, long before your mom decided to move in.
I was wrong to decide about Mom moving in without asking. From now on, I'll consult you about everything. We can set boundaries with Mom. Please give me one more chance.
You're only changing your tune because you found out I have savings.
No, that's not it. I love you.
That's exactly what it looks like. You didn't love me yesterday.
But how do you have so much saved? I never heard anything about this. Were you hiding money from me?
You never said you'd treat me like a slave when we got married either. Guess we both kept secrets.
I never made you a slave. Don't exaggerate.
Yes, you did. You enabled your mom's harassment, forced her on me, and made me manage a deficit budget. You controlled everything. At least I found out who you really are before we had kids. Now I can leave with a clear conscience.
You really plan to leave after everything we've built?
You haven't listened to my opinions since I became a housewife, and you never dealt with your mom's behavior. When I told you about our budget deficit, you blamed me. Why should I stay with such a worthless man?
I understand. You can divorce me, but I'm getting half your savings in the settlement. You've been hiding assets during our marriage. That's illegal, you know.
I haven't hidden anything. You never asked about my finances before marriage. You were too busy telling me to quit my job.
We're married. What's yours is mine. That's how marriage works.
Is that why you're suddenly interested in saving our marriage?
You're being unfair. I provided everything for you.
No, I provided for myself and covered your overspending.
Those investments were during our marriage.
Check the dates. Everything was before we married.
You should have told me about the money.
Like you told me about your mother moving in?
That's different and you know it.
How is it different?
Because I'm the husband.
And that gives you the right to control everything?
You were supposed to share everything with me.
Like how you shared your planning with your mother?
Stop bringing my mother into this. I can change Sarah, really.
You already showed me who you are.
People can learn from their mistakes. I'll go to counseling. I'll set boundaries with Mom.
The time for that was 2 years ago, when I first asked for boundaries.
I was blind then, but I see clearly now.
You mean you see my bank account clearly now?
That's not fair. I loved you before I knew about the money.
You had a funny way of showing it.
Give me a chance to prove it.
You had 3 years of chances.
There must be some way to claim part of those savings.
My lawyer says otherwise.
I'll fight this in court.
With what evidence? Your name isn't on any of my accounts.
But we shared expenses.
Yes, I have records of covering your expenses. Want me to show those to the judge?
You planned this all along.
No, you pushed me to this.
This isn't right.
Neither was... listen to her. That's what you really thought too, right? The money is all you care about.
No! I just can't say no to Mom! That's why I agreed! You know how she is!
Then go find a wife who'll do whatever you say, and whatever your mother says.
That was just me getting defensive when you mentioned divorce! I didn't mean it!
I'm done here. All you wanted was a wife who'd obey everything.
That's not true! I really do love you! That's why I married you!
Then you should have respected me more. You really thought I was helpless and walked all over me. Both of you did.
I'm sorry! I'll apologize for everything! I'll make it up to you!
It's too late for apologies. I put up with it because I remembered how happy we were when we got married. But I can't anymore. I'm divorcing you.
Sarah, I